Growing up exploring Alaska's ever-changing landscape inspires a lifetime of learning. That's why Alaska 529 is a proud sponsor of the Alaska Sealife Center and focused on helping families take small steps now for their child's future education. To learn about the Alaska 529 plan, its investment objectives, risks, and costs, carefully read the plan disclosure document available at alaska529plan.com. Alaska 529. Save in Alaska, study anywhere.
Everyone gather round, it's a time of day for virtual small fry school. We can hardly wait. Meet new ocean friends, connect with old pals too. Let's learn about the sea, there's so much to do. La la, small fry. La la, small fry. La la, small fry. La la, small fry. Learn and have fun, cool creatures to meet. It's virtual small fry school. Go ahead and grab a seat.
Hi friends, welcome back to another episode of Virtual Small Fry School here at the Alaska Sealife Center. My name is Rebecca and I'm so excited you're here with us today. We will be hosting these live every Tuesday at 11 a.m. Alaska time right here on YouTube. And if you have any questions today, feel free to text us at the number in the description below. I do have friends with me today, and I want you to meet them. You've met Alex before, and that's Isabella in the back. Isabella's going to be helping us out today with the activity. So if you have not printed it out yet, in the description below, there is a PDF for you to print out for the activity today so that you can do it with Isabella. Yeah, last week, we talked about skates and race. And we talked about their body parts that help them survive in their habitat, which is an animal's home. And we learned about their mouth that they use to eat, and they have teeth. We can see their gills. And they move around using their fins, which are called wings. We also did skate yoga with Tuffy, and a few of our friends joined us, and it was so fun. We learned about skates' eggs, and they're called mermaid's purses. They're so silly, and they're so fun. So today, if you haven't guessed it, we're talking about sharks. They're so cool. And I want to show you something really cool. Oh. Sorry. So this is the spined pygmy shark. So there are over 400 species of sharks in the world. That was a small one, and this is a whale shark. Yeah, the spined pygmy shark can be 8 to 10 inches long, but I will show you with my hands what that looks like in just a second. Well, look at that whale shark. Isn't it beautiful? Yeah, so the pygmy shark can be about yay big. This is about 8 to 10 inches long. Isn't that small? And the whale shark can be about 40 feet, which looks super big in that video. Super big, really, really big. So I did want to show you something really special. Ready? Whoa, there's a shark above me. Oh my goodness. Yeah, don't worry, he's really cool. He won't hurt us. So sharks are awesome fish. They are a special type of fish. They're a cartilaginous fish. And we learned that skates and rays are also cartilaginous fish. And we also have cartilage in our body. Do you remember where? We have it in our nose. We have it in our ears, behind our knees, and then other parts of our body. Yeah. So sharks have super amazing senses that help them survive in their habitat, which again is an animal's home. So we have senses too that help us understand our world. Let's review them. So we have hearing, we have sight, we have smell with our noses, taste with our mouths, tongues, and touch. So let's review the senses that help sharks survive in their habitat and feel their surroundings. I have my friend, a shark here, and can you say hello to my friend the shark? Hello. So let's talk about hearing. Sharks have ears too. Do you have ears? Where are they? Yeah, they're on the side of our head, right? Right there. Yeah, but guess what? Sharks don't have ear flaps. They just have holes like we can see in this video. They have little holes on the side of their head. And they use these ears to listen for animals that are hurt, that are injured, because they like to eat the animals that are already injured. Yeah, they're so cool. They also have, can you see right there, eyes. Where are your eyes? They're on your head. Yeah, and sharks' eyes are also on the side of their head. They have them on both sides. And they use them to see everything around them. Yeah. So we can see here again the shark's eyes. And they look like they glow a little because it can be really dark in the ocean. And so they have this really cool like membrane over their eyes that reflects the light. And that just means that the light bounces back and it just looks like it's glowing. Other animals have this too, like cats. Have you ever seen a cat's eyes glow in the dark? It's the same thing, same little membrane that helps them see better in the dark. Whoa. So let's move on to smell. Do sharks have noses like we do? No. Theirs are called snouts. But they do have nostrils. And nostrils are those holes. And we have those holes too. And that helps the sharks smell from very long distances. And you know something really cool? So when sharks smell, let's say there's a smell coming from their right side, which might be your left. But their smell is coming from the right side. It hits their left nostril first. I know. For us humans, when we smell something, we smell it with both our nostrils, both our holes. Isn't that cool? So when the shark smells it from the right side, it knows there's food over to the right. So it just goes and swims. Yeah. So let's talk about taste. Sharks like to taste their food first before they decide if they want it or not. If they don't like it, they just let it go. What do you do when you don't like something? When I don't like something, I just won't eat it again. But sharks don't always know what they're eating, so they like to taste it a little bit first. And then do they have teeth? Oh my gosh, look at those teeth. Yeah, do you have teeth too? Yeah, but maybe not as many as the shark. What do you use your teeth for? You use them to chew your food. Yeah, sharks use their teeth to hold on to their food, just like that. Sometimes they use it to tear food apart, depending on what they're eating. And the other sense we're gonna talk about is touch. Oh my goodness, do sharks have hands like we do? No, they don't. What do they have? They have fins. And what do they use those fins for? To swim in the water. Yeah. Can you show me your shark fin? I have one here, but can you show me a shark fin? Yeah, let's swim in the water like the shark. Awesome. Yeah, let's count the, oh, there it goes. There's a shark swimming in the water. Look at all those fins that it has. So let's count our shark fins, okay? So can you count with me? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's gonna turn it upside down. 6, 7, 8. It has 8 fins, this shark. Whoa, but it doesn't have hands like we do, so it has the fins. So how does it touch? Well, it has other senses that help it with that. Sharks have this cool line that runs from their head all the way down to their tail, and that helps them feel their surroundings, because they don't have hands, right? I want to show you what that looks like. Well, you can see that line with the red arrow pointing to it. It goes from their head all the way to the tail. And that helps them feel their surroundings. This is called a lateral line, and it is on both sides. And other fish have it too. Have you ever seen a big group of fish swimming together? Well, they use that line to know where they are. That way they can swim together in a group and be happy. Do you see these dots here? Maybe I have to get a little closer. Maybe not. So the last sense we're going to talk about today are those little holes that sharks have. And this also helps sharks survive in their habitat, in their home. You can see those little dots there. And with those little dots, they can sense another organism around them. So for example, if they're hungry and it's dark because it's nighttime in the ocean, how are they going to get food? Well, they use these little dots that are called, ready for it, the ampullae of Lorenzini. Really big word, I know, but those are just the little holes. And if there's a fish buried in the sand and the shark can't see it because it's dark, it can use those little holes to sense it. Whoa, can we do that? No, we can't. They're so cool. They have so many amazing senses that help them survive in their habitat. So you've already met Isabella. Come on over, Isabella. So Isabella is going to do the activity with you. Yeah? Are you ready for us?
I am ready.
Yay! Are you ready for Isabella, friends? Yes. Okay. So go ahead, Isabella.
All right. So for today's activity, we're going to be counting sharks. So all you're going to need is this is the PDF that's linked below that Rebecca said. So with a parent's help, you can have it printed out. And then some markers or colored pencils or anything to color. All right, so all we're gonna look for are all these different types of sharks. So we're gonna start with a great white shark and count together. So these are what they look like. So we're just gonna count one by one all the great white sharks. So go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Is that all of them? You can check. And then up here, we're just gonna write a number 7. All right, now the next sharks are hammerhead sharks. So we're gonna see all the hammerhead sharks we can count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's 10 hammerhead sharks. Next are whale sharks. They're the purple ones that Rebecca said are really big. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 whale sharks. All right, and the last shark are tiger sharks. So we'll count those. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think that's all of them. So we'll put 7 tiger sharks. All right. Now it's back to Rebecca to answer all of your shark questions.
Thank you, Isabella. That was so fun. Okay, friends, so if you have any questions, please feel free to send them in right now to the phone number in the description below, and I will be happy to answer them for you.
All right, well, we do have a question already. Naomi would love to know, what is a shark's favorite food?
Oh, hi, Naomi. Great question. What is the shark's favorite food? Well, it really depends on the shark. So that big whale shark that we saw, it eats plankton. And we talked about plankton earlier last month, and they're the tiny little creatures. But then there are other sharks, like the great white sharks, that can eat maybe seals, or there are other sharks that eat fish. So it really depends on the shark, where they live, and what they like to eat.
Oh, and Elijah is keeping us honest here. It looks like when we were counting our great white sharks, we might have miscounted. Seems like they found 8. So everyone should check their sharks.
Great job, Elijah. You are doing great counting there.
All right. We've got another question here. Your favorite shark, Rebecca. What's your favorite shark?
So my favorite shark is the whale shark because, one, whales are my favorite animals, and so whale sharks, it's in the name, it's a whale shark. But also sharks are so cool, and they're so big, and so they're like gentle giants. They're awesome. What's your favorite shark? Do you have one? Oh, there it is. There's the whale shark. They also have a really cool pattern on their body, so they have all those white spots. That's their pattern. They can get really, really, really big, like a whale. That's why they're called whale sharks. But they're sharks. They're so cool. Do you have a favorite?
My favorite would probably be either the salmon shark, like the model we showed up above you, or maybe something like a goblin shark down deep in the ocean.
Ooh, goblin shark. That's fun.
Got another question. Just, what do they eat? You mentioned that they're eating the plankton, the fish. When they do that, how are they eating? Is it like with the teeth that they're getting the plankton, or what?
Yeah, so Alex showed us in that video of the whale shark. Whale sharks don't have teeth, but they open their mouth and they have a special body part that they use to filter. Kind of like, when you make, your adult makes pasta at home, they use like a strainer, and then the water runs out, and then the pasta is left. It's kind of like that, but they use that to filter the plankton from the water. And then other sharks do have those teeth, like our friend here. They do have those teeth that they use to hold on to food or rip it out, tear it out.
All right, another question we got is, here in Alaska, do we have any sharks?
We do. We have 3 types of sharks. We have the Pacific sleeper shark. We have the spiny dogfish, yes, Alex? And then we have the salmon shark. I'll show you the salmon shark again.
Yeah, the salmon shark hanging up
Right
there. And the sleeper shark's another cool one. It's another deep water shark. And we have a couple others that show up in the state, but those are like the 3 that we really get around. Even great whites have been found up here before, but they don't seem to hang out too much.
Whoa, sharks are really cool.
So I have a question here. Someone wanted to know, they'd heard that sharks can't stop moving. Do you know, is that true? Like they just have to swim all the time?
Yeah, so again, it also depends on the shark. So they do have gills. Remember those gills that fish have that help them with get oxygen from the water? So some sharks have stiffer gills, like they're more, they don't move as much, and so they have to keep swimming around with their mouth open so that they can get water inside and then past out their gills and get that oxygen. But there are other sharks, like swell sharks, for example. You can look it up later. Swell sharks, they can stay still for a very long time. They don't need to move, but that's because they have really flexible, so like they move, their gills move a lot. They still open their mouth to get water over inside and over their gills, but they don't have to continue swimming like a great white. Great question.
Question here, you had mentioned at the very beginning, of course, these are related to the skates and the rays that we talked about last week, and some of those lay eggs. Are there any sharks that lay eggs?
There are. Those swell sharks that I just mentioned, they do lay eggs. And those egg cases, again, are called mermaid's purses. Some sharks, though, have when their babies come out, they look exactly like the shark, just a little smaller, so they don't lay egg cases, but there are other sharks that do both. They have an egg case inside, and then when the shark is ready to come out, it comes out inside the mama shark, and then the little shark is ready to come out into the big blue ocean. So they do all three. And again, it really depends on the type of shark that you're looking at. Okay, friends. So it looks like that's it for today. During the week, go out and explore. Look for animals in your backyard maybe or your local park and count them. And please send us photos either to the number below or during the week, asktuffy@alaskasealife.org. And I want to say a big thank you to Isabella and our friends here today for helping us out. I want to thank you for being here today. And also, I want to thank our sharks. Can you say thank you to the sharks with me? On three, let's say thank you, okay? 1, 2, 3. Thank you, because they keep our oceans healthy. So I also want to thank, really quick, Alaska 529 for sponsoring this episode. And stick around for story time, because you're going to learn just how cool sharks are. And there's a lot more species in here that you can learn about, okay? So next week, we're going to talk about flatfish with our friend Taylor. So I will see you next week. Bye.
So Cool, Sharks by National Geographic Kids. Cooler than frozen fish sticks, man. So Cool, Sharks by National Geographic Kids. Are you ready to dive in? Who's that fearsome fish cruising just beneath the surface? Who, me? That's a blue shark. It's a shark, one of the world's oldest and fiercest fish. Who are you calling old? That's a great white shark. Sharks have some serious skills. Spinner sharks can leap 5 feet in the air. Great white sharks have a bite 4 times as strong as a lion's. Mako sharks can zip through the water at 60 miles an hour. That is so fast. Let's face it, sharks are so cool. Oh yeah. Sharks live in every ocean. Bull sharks can even swim in freshwater rivers. Fins far and wide. Blue sharks are common, and they sure do get around. They cruise in deep waters off every continent except Antarctica. Greenland sharks are in no rush. They swim sluggishly in the frigid Arctic Ocean and live longer than any other shark, sometimes more than 400 years old. How old are you? Silky sharks like warm water. Scientists even spotted these sharks, along with hammerheads, living in an underwater volcano. Goblin sharks don't fear the dark. Lurking in the lightless depths, they've been called living fossils because they've changed so little since prehistoric times. This bull shark is saying, "Dunna, dunna, dunna." Just kidding. Sharks have been around for 400 million years, since before the dinosaurs. Sharkosaurus. Imagine bumping into a prehistoric predator that could swallow a small boat. As large as a submarine, the mighty Megalodon was a super-sized version of the great white. It preyed on dinosaurs and prowled the seas as recently as 1.5 million years ago, before going extinct. Fossils of its 1 foot or 30 centimeter long teeth have washed up on beaches around the world. This short fin mako shark is saying, "Dinosaurs sound scary." There are more than 500 species of sharks. They come in all shapes. This hammerhead shark is saying, "Something funny about my shape?" Do you know where a hammerhead's eyes are? That's right. One eye is right here, and one eye is over here. Can you point to your eyes? And sizes. Extreme sharks. Whale sharks, like the one to the left, are the world's biggest fish, growing as large as a school bus. Let's dive deep and look at some other spectacular species. Basking sharks use their mega mouths to scoop small creatures from the water. Saw sharks swing their toothy snouts to stun fish. Pygmy sharks are among the teeniest sharks. Swell sharks bend in a V shape and swallow seawater to swell up to twice their normal size. And frilled sharks look like eels, but they're definitely sharks. Sharks don't worry about losing their sharp teeth. They have thousands of spares. How many teeth have you lost so far? Awesome jaws. A shark's upper and lower jaws are stacked with rows of razor-sharp chompers, a lifetime supply. Cutting edge. Some sharks have pointy teeth for grabbing. Others have jagged triangular teeth for ripping. Does this shark have triangular teeth? That's right. Can we count the ones that we can see? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I can see 9 teeth. Thank you for counting along with me. The moment of tooth. If a tooth tumbles out, no problem. A new one shifts from the row behind to replace it. Lost and found. Sharks lose and replace as many as 2,000 teeth each year. Sharks even have teeth on their skin. Why? To help them swim faster. This shark is saying, "Well, don't I look sharp?" Sharks have senses that are more like superpowers. Shark senses. Imagine fumbling through the murky sea using just your eyesight. Sharks see their world in other amazing ways. Super smell. Some species of sharks can detect a drop of blood in an Olympic-sized swimming pool. That's a really big swimming pool. Super touch. Sensors along a shark's body read pressure changes in the water, such as from the flailing of a sick fish. Super strange, shark heads are covered with tiny holes that detect the electrical signals given off by the muscles and brains of their prey. These white-tip reef sharks are saying, "I can sense your heartbeat." Sharks use all these powers to hunt, and they'll eat almost anything. This is a basking shark. This is a hammerhead shark. This is a salmon shark, and we actually have salmon sharks here in Alaska. This is a lemon shark, and he's saying, "I'm on a seafood diet. I see food, I eat it." Feeding frenzy. Itty-bitty shrimps, blubbery sea lions, turtles, crabs, seabirds. If it lives in or near the ocean, it's on the menu. The biggest sharks, whale sharks and basking sharks, snack on tiny creatures called plankton. Great white sharks chase seals and sea lions. Hammerheads use their funny-shaped heads to hunt stingrays. Some sharks even chomp on other sharks. Sharks also scavenge dead and sick animals. Their anything-goes diet helps keep the oceans healthy and clean. Sharks might seem scary, but most aren't dangerous to people. This Caribbean reef shark says, "You guys want to hang out sometime?" He's talking to the divers. Can you count with me how many divers you see? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Great job. Sharks hardly ever bite humans, and if they do, it's usually by accident. This shark is saying, "I'll stick with fish, thank you." The 3 scariest sharks. Don't be afraid of the water. You have little to fear from sharks. People aren't on the menu. Scientists think shark attacks on humans, which are rare, are cases of mistaken identity. A shark sees a swimmer and confuses them for a tasty fish. When attacks do happen, one of these 3 fish is usually the culprit. Great white sharks, the most feared fish in the ocean. The mighty great white can grow to more than 20 feet long. These sharks are also famous for breaching or leaping out of the water as they ambush prey from below. Bull sharks. These stocky sharks are famous for their mean attitudes. They can also swim in both salt and fresh water. Imagine jumping in a river and getting bumped by a bull shark. It's happened. Tiger sharks. Sometimes called the garbage cans of the ocean, tiger sharks will munch on anything that crosses their snouts. Sharks are a very important part of our oceans. Since they're at the top of the food chain, they keep the balance of life in order. Humans must help protect sharks because we're kind of a big deal. What's a shark's favorite sandwich? Peanut butter and jellyfish.